Hi everyone, today is day 3 and today I have to tell you a 2-minute story, right? And I decided to tell you my first night at Indonesia. Timer is set, let's go. So, the first backstory, why did I go to Indonesia at all? So it was the start of 2026 and I had qualified from Math Olympiad. Okay, I forgot the name of the Olympiad, but it was a prestigious Olympiad, and I had to go to Indonesia for the final round, and me and my friend from school, we both went to Indonesia. He went with his grandmother, I went alone, and so the first one night was a very strange night. The reason I'm telling it is because I had never had this experience before, and I felt scared at that moment. So what happened was, at flight, when we were coming to Indonesia, it was like a 12-hour flight. We first landed into Malaysia and then into Indonesia. So at flight, I had slept a little bit, or no, not even a little bit. Most of the time, I slept for like 8 hours or so. And when it was night in Indonesia, I went to the east, so from Uzbekistan to Indonesia, the time changes by 3 hours, and because there's the time, my biological clock time is gonna be earlier there. I had very hard time sleeping, so I went there at 2 a.m. and tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep for like 2 hours or 1.5 hours. I just laid in a bed. That was so strange. I couldn't fell into sleep, and what I did was I scrolled a bit and just used my phone for a while, and at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. I decided to sleep because we had a trip in the next day. I had to tell the story within 2 minutes, but it was a bit longer. I yapped a bit too much, but this is what happened. I did not manage my storytelling and my time efficiently, but it's better than running out of ideas and stopping earlier. And now let's conclude our day. Today's day was a bit less productive, mainly because I went to the store, my uncle's store, and helped him with some work to do. But even without that work, I was not really productive. The reason is, first, in the morning I created a YouTube short, and it took me like two hours or so, and because I've done this work, I was like proud of myself, and I had a sense of achievement, and that's why I scrolled, I played games, I procrastinate even my prayer, which is really bad, and I hope I will never do that again. And after that, my uncle called me to help them. I went to there at like 4:30 p.m. and I came back at 8 p.m. 3.5 hours I worked there. I regretted how I spent my time throughout the day, but I can't go back in time, so the best thing I can do now is to not repeat the same mistake. This is the strategy I use all the time when I make mistakes. So when I do something I regret about, I just try to not make the same thing again, to not regret, and to make that mistake be actually useful. And I also did one at least one productive thing. I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book just now before filming, and as I've heard YouTubers or some influencers at public speaking say you have to read anything out loud to make your pronunciation better, which is really useful for me. I noticed how my pronunciation was really bad, and to just make my voice louder, I read it out loud and louder than I speak. So this made me speak louder, and to make my pronunciation better, I read only like 10 pages, but I noticed how I got better when I was reading. At the first page, I was so bad. I did not read English like for a week or 2 weeks, and I was very slow. I couldn't read clearly. My pronunciation was bad, but as I kept reading, I got much better. If you have ideas, you can write down in the comments. I'll read them all, and I see some views in my channel, not much, but when you see the video, please make sure to write down your comments because I need feedback from my viewers. This is it for today, and see y'all tomorrow.